with intensity or not at all.
Just like that. Fun. Welcome to the Intensity Podcast. I'm your host, Hans the Hammer Hartleben. Today, we have about the most intense person I know. I mean, and I'm going to make a statement right away. He's arguing with the whole time, but funniest guy I know. And you know what, folks? I'm going to be straight with you. I'm going to be straight 100%. He knows. I don't think that many people are funny. And I think I'm funny. I really just don't think other people. I can go to a comedy club and go like this. And I don't think that, I think they're making up jokes. They're fake. This guy's talking about, real quick thing. Guy's talking about a girl getting drunk and drinking a candle. No, she didn't. No, no, that didn't happen. No, that didn't happen either. Funniest guy I know, whether it comes out or not, I don't care. I hope so, but I mean, I'm just telling you. So, Chris Daniels, founder of Matero's Pizza. I didn't have to look. I knew his name.
Remember my name?
Yeah. And we go back a long ways too. Back to car sales. It all stems from the car. Everybody should have to sell cars once in their life.
That or wait tables. My mom always said you need to wait tables. So you need to, it's all good. But we do go back a ways. And I like to know that you think you're funny. Because that's important. You know, LeBron thinks he's the great. You know, that's important.
So you don't think I'm funny?
No, I don't think I'm funny.
Oh.
But I didn't know
you don't try to be funny. You're not trying to be funny ever. You're just the intensity and your seriousness. And you know what I think? I think why people think you're so funny is the brutal fucking honesty. And that people, it surprises them. And you know what people do when they're surprised right away? They laugh. Right?
I guess the honesty. I thought about that with coming here is I'm probably going to make a few enemies, right? Like, do you get concerned about that?
Yeah, but I'm past the point now. I don't think they're true enemies.
No, we're right.
I just they are probably not. The lights aren't on again. Look at.
Well, I don't put them on. Hans he's.
I told you it's amazing how bad I am at this. It really is. It's just amazing.
We're gonna get along well, because I'm no good either.
Not running the podcast.
He's turning on the lights.
But you're not running a podcast. You're not a podcast host.
I'm not.
You don't have to be good. I have to be good.
I thought with having me here, you really were after like a write-off or something to want this to fail.
Number one,
you wanted this to fail.
No.
So you thought, who's not going to pay it? Fucking Chris. I'll be him.
I asked him right away. I said, I got to have you on the Intensity Podcast. Again, one of the most intense people I know, and the funniest, not number, because a guy just reminded me of two other people. You're in the top 3 of most intense people. You're, I think, one spot underneath Tim Polasek, who is the head coach of North Dakota State University. And he's just, what is the orange juice? I mean, I lived with him. It was just everything. It's drains you. You're a little under him, which is good, but the number one funniest guy I know. And that's just what it is. We already touched on that.
Big shoes.
I want to keep repeating everything.
I mean, but you know people like Sebastian.
Yeah,
we know Sebastian.
But he's not funny on podcasts.
I've never.
And I get it. Sebastian has to be on stage with the shoes on. You know, he talks to Italian. He's got to dress up, and he's got to have the mic and not be he hates conversations.
Well, the movement. He up until his last one that I think you were going to go to and didn't. His last show in Vegas.
Right. But he had bloodshot eyes.
He didn't miss much, right? But he always been very physical and very.
But you stuck up for him. Like, I mean, that was really bad. You're like, well, not everybody can be right. No,
it was bad.
No, you were really. You guys stuck, and I was impressed. I was like, God damn it! No. You ever try to throw somebody under the bus and like make fun of somebody, and then somebody actually goes, I don't know, like, okay, there was somebody jogging, okay, And I don't know, watching people run is funny. They run so weird. You ever see people jogging? They always have some weird thing they're doing, like,
I don't know why people run.
but
Run.
they're doing that on the side of the road. And then I'm making fun of them. My daughter goes, "At least they're doing something." And then I felt bad.
Well, Sebastian, he did his best, right?
I don't know. I think something else was going. You know him better than
I've seen him in person. You've seen him in person, right?
no, never seen him in person.
Okay.
I'm gonna see him in person.
Yeah. No, I saw one of his better shows in Milwaukee, and it was fabulous. And he was on point. And then, success changes people. And I don't know if that's what it was. I don't know. I don't know what made that last one go bad, but he better do something quick.
Well, he's an actor now.
Yeah.
He's acting in movies.
You're right.
That's what I think he really wants. Yeah. Yep. Which, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
We ever want to control his. It's like when people say, "Oh, why doesn't Brett Favre retire? He's got enough money." Because it's not about money.
Well, not
People
for that.
think everything is about money.
Oh, not me.
They do though. People think, "Oh, you got enough money, retire and do what?"
People measure
It's
success. A lot of people say success. And then, money. Well, is that success? I don't, not to me.
I agree. I agree.
But anyways.
I think success is, defining success is probably the most important thing before you want to be successful. What is success to you?
Right. It depends how you define success.
People don't talk about that.
Most people define success financially.
Yeah.
And I don't. But I mean, it's a part of it. You need money, but it's not. It's time with family and friends. And I think the older you get, the more you realize that.
Oh yeah. You said something the other day. You said, "I'm 55. If I'm not doing, what was that? If I'm not doing what I want to be doing in life right now, when is that going to happen?" That really stuck with me.
That is, I talk about that with my friends. Is they're, I think, not living life to the fullest, and I'm just trying to do that, like you, right? Isn't that what we're doing? We're just trying to live life. Well, you are. I don't know how funny you are, but you're living life to the full. I'll tell you. Well, let's get this. No, you are. But now I lost my train of thought. Steer the ship. We talked before this. I said, "Well, you got to steer the ship."
Well, we're talking about success and defining success, and then you're not doing that. You are doing the things at 55. Your buddy said, "Well, I'll do that next year or the next year." They never do it. You're doing it. People envy people that are really going after it and doing. I think, God, it's amazing how much people do envy someone that's having fun. And I'm finding, I don't know what you think, but people aren't willing to take the risk of going to do anything they want to do. I'm not talking about everybody opening their own business. That's what people think, and I'm not.
No, I know. You're talking just getting out of your comfort zone.
Getting out of your comfort zone.
Isn't that what it's about? Isn't that the scary? I always think when people aren't doing today at our age or my age in their 50s what they used to do when they were kids, right? I just want to do what I was doing when I was really having fun. And what that was for me was being on the water, right? A lot of fishing, a lot of boating, motorcycles, obviously a big passion of mine. Speed in general. I like speed. I like going fast. And I used to do it when I was young. And guess what? I still do it. And nothing changed in my life to think, well, I can't, God, if I do that with the boat racing and the snowmobiling, somebody's going to be mad I'm having fun. And
Isn't it something that came to your mind, though?
I'm doing it.
Well, you're trying to protect your legacy, too, at the same time. We're trying to, but you're the first one I've seen ever ride a wheelie on a motorcycle. Well, again, another thing that stuck with
a long time.
Well, I don't care. It was the first time I've never seen. Now that's scary. I mean, riding on a bike is one. Riding on a you just jumped on it and immediately rode a wheelie, courtesy used Highway 10. I'm like, what the? I never seen anyone do that.
Well, you got to get out.
A lot of people. I was 19 from Iowa. We didn't have motorcycles.
There was Doug DeMocus, the wheelie king, right? That's who I looked up to when I was. But he, there was people doing wheelies much longer than me, and
I know, probably. But I mean, I'm saying I don't know those guys.
Yeah,
that was mind blowing to me. And the speed of what you're riding a wheelie to me,
and I still do it. Isn't that something?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, isn't that what we're talking? You don't keep doing it. If it was fun back then, it's still fun.
I thought of you too. People go, "I'm going to go riding motorcycle." Then I thought of you. I think you probably too much. He doesn't ride, he drives. I don't know, just a dumb little saying that came to me. You don't ride, you drive. Does that make sense or not?
A motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah, generally you drive a car and ride a motorcycle.
Okay. But I feel like you're driving is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
Just because everybody says ride, but when you go, you drive. That's my point.
Yeah, I know what I know what you're saying. You're not. Maybe I'm into the experience.
And you're in control, like really taking control.
Like to be. Yeah, I like to be.
Going back to sales real quick before I forget. Oh, and you said we don't do the stuff we were doing when we were kids. I think that's huge. Flat Off called me a couple weeks ago on the Blue. He goes, you know what? I had some type of traffic altercation, and he goes, I did to the person. They're flipping him off.
Oh yeah, I get flipped.
And he's making the monkey face at her.
I love that.
And then they're crazy mad, and he's laughing. And he had to call me. He goes, "Dad, remember we used to do that? We used to have fun and make faces at people."
He's still doing it.
He just said, "I'm doing it again." He goes, "I'm bringing it back." And he hasn't done it in years, apparently. He made fun. And I thought about that myself. I haven't made a monkey face or whatever you would call it at somebody.
Nanny, boo.
Yeah, nana, boo, boo.
Yeah. We could bring this stuff back.
Well, anything that makes you laugh, is that hurting anybody?
No, people.
Is that really?
And
that's serious.
You touch that. People take stuff so seriously.
So I just stole your life.
No, it's not. I think I heard it from you. They do. They take it way too seriously. Everything. I don't. I don't want to talk about all that boring stuff, but whether it's
I don't think
politics or whatever,
it's boring.
Well, it is. It's all. But it's so they take it so seriously. Come on.
Remember selling cars. I got to touch on this too. I just, you're coming in the show and just there's certain things we don't have to talk. I've got a couple bullet points.
People know we sold. Maybe they don't know.
Okay, we sold cars way back. So what? 25 years ago.
A long time ago.
Maybe 30. It was actually 30 because I was 19 years old.
Sure.
That's one number I'll never forget.
Sure.
But okay, so the gypsy sales. Just I want to let people know about what a gypsy sale is. Okay, so
they don't happen anymore. Really, not this area.
I don't
in this area.
I don't know.
Where they mark prices up
business. And probably not. I doubt it. Because
where you buy cars, do they do that to you? They Foursquare you and give you away a knife if you come in?
No, but I buy. I said I'm not even coming there.
Well,
I'm not. I don't even want to see you.
Right.
I hate it. I hate it. I do. I don't like it.
The gypsy part of it?
I don't like buying cars from people.
I'd much rather be on the other side of the desk.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't like the whole thing, and I get angry. I get really tense, and just do what I tell you to do, and then you'll sell a car though. Do what I tell you to do. And then we'll come in and have a little fun with the price a little bit, but I'll buy one. I mean, they want to make it so hard. But anyways, the gypsy sales guys is back in the day, I guess you got to say. Jesus.
30 years ago.
And you ever get like a flyer in the mail? We'll give you $10,000 push, pull, or drag. That was a term.
No,
push, pull, or drag for anything on a trade.
Now, not everybody's getting these envelopes that are inviting people to the dealership. They're a certain credit score, right? Exactly. And it's a lot of people,
financially challenged.
Okay, right. Yep. And they get a certain empirical score. Like we don't get those anymore. Do you get them anymore? I'm lucky enough, but so certain people get them with a certain credit score. Maybe they can be manipulated into a free jackknife if they come in and give us their social security number, their driver's license.
So either, and people felt bad for me. Remember the stimulus checks?
That's bound. Let's keep focused. Come on. I do remember this. You got stimulus checks?
No.
Oh
no! Remember the big stimulus check that was going around about COVID?
Yeah,
$1,400.
Yeah,
$1,700, $1,400.
You didn't get one?
Oh, you didn't get one? Oh no!
Well, I think you. How come?
Wow. I don't want to get into that. Okay. But people felt bad for me, and I'm like, if you knew why I didn't get one, that's okay.
I'll make it.
Did you get your stimulus check yet? I'm checking the mailbox for the stimulus check. I mean, at what point? Yes, of course. But come on.
So gypsy sales.
The dealers, they have a crew of pros, right? And these guys are good. I will say they're good. They're
aggressive.
They're different. They're like professional, very serious, very aggressive. They're on the road all the time. They call them gypsies. They come in, and the first thing you do is you pull the window sticker out and mark it up another 10 grand. And so these, like a $20,000 car is now 30. It was 20 was high. You don't want, you know what I mean? Now it's 30 because you're hitting this market of these people that think, I'm going to go wherever they get me 10 grand or 50, whoever gives me the most for my car. That's a logical way to think, but that it's not how this works. It's not, if you know the car business, it's not all how much you get on trade because you're burying that money and you're disguising the trade. The trade's only worth 2 grand and we're showing you 12. So it's a ripoff. Can I say, it's sort of a ripoff.
It's a way. I think the banks are more aggressive with these people and finance people that maybe are questionable. I mean, we had lines like, folks, what's your pain threshold as far as payments go today? And they would, and this is from 30 years, a long time ago. I don't know why I remember this, and they would say, 400 a month. And then you would say, well, 400 up to,
Yep.
and they go like five.
It's a
Okay.
psychology.
Oh, so five. I mean, it was a game. It was, but the banks got aggressive and these people left owing way more than their vehicle was worth, their new vehicle. No, I mean, you and I never did that. We,
I don't want to talk. We got a couple deals.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to talk. Well, I don't. You were right on. I mean, yeah, they leave. But I was going to say, one problem with me is I see both sides of everything.
Yeah.
I'm not so like, well, that was a ripoff. Yeah, but they couldn't get a car otherwise.
They usually left happy.
They left happy. They got a free hot dog
Or jackknife. Yep.
right? They
Hot
got
dog,
a popcorn,
jackknife.
a popcorn.
You and I used to actually split some of these deals. We would walk out there as one
Nobody
salesperson.
did that. Nobody, and he was new. We were. Remember, you were the new guy.
Well, I wasn't. I was actually, but
He said he was the new. We had roles. We were actors. This is where the acting thing started. Got in, and he played one time. Okay, we take this up, and those are called ups. When somebody comes on the lot, that's an up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take this one. I'm the new guy, and then hey, hi, I'm Hans. Chris, he's shadowing today, if you don't mind. Oh yeah, and then he's asking. So I go and get the keys for the car. So would you take this? This is, I mean, if you got the right price, I don't know how this works. I mean, I'm gonna get. Yeah, we take this. We take it if we can get it down to $400 a month. He's telling him, and he's the investigator in this whole thing. And we had a fucking blast. We were laughing. People were laughing too.
I remember being in the back of a convertible with what you remember the couple cars that we sold that were, paid our rent that month. This it was a Sebring convertible and a Dakota, but anyways, and
Well, they're $3,000 commissions.
it was.
I mean, who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
You can say what you want about the gypsy sales. I hate the gypsy sales. Oh, you hate big commissions?
Well, there was guys that are going to watch this that did hate they didn't participate. They just we participate.
I gotta. So do you remember how people were? So the gypsy sale guys come in, and they kind of push you around a little bit. Like that's their right. They were kind of
They didn't
like
push us around, but yeah, right.
But we felt a little like like they're new. Watch them. And then some of the guys, like you're saying, totally went the other way. This is bullshit. And they sat in their office or whatever else. They wanted nothing to do with this. And my point, though, you hate big commissions. You're a car salesman. You're here to make money. You're not solving the world's problems. I mean, serious, though. So you hate big commissions because you can't get over yourself.
Is that what it is? They can't. I don't know.
Your pride's in the way of saying, hey, I want to learn how to do this.
Yeah. Well,
I've been here 20 years.
So what? We're thinking of the same people. Yeah, they didn't want to participate. You and I did, and we had fun with it. We made the most of it. We made the most money, probably, of our group of, hometown salespeople, not of the gypsy guys, because those guys just stood outside in the rain and they didn't come in. They were just there. It was hard.
I would never want to do that.
No, well, we have lives at home.
If I didn't, though, I mean, you'd got to do what you got to do, right? If you had to do that, you would do it.
If you
and you'd be the best.
You make money. You make money. They make money.
Oh, they made big money.
But I'm glad that's gone though now.
But then you're talking about success too. Is it so what they were trying to I don't even know if we had FaceTime, but they're talking to their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're not seeing their families.
No, that's what I mean. You can't do that. No.
No, that's a big one to me. And everybody's different. Some people don't love their families as much.
Well,
they don't have pets that they love and can't see, and kids, and they don't. They each its own.
They ice fish. That's if you see ice fishermen, they I mean, I always say I like my wife too much to ice fish. Someday, maybe 30 years, but if I get to the point where I'm ice fishing, you know, you I, you know, I'm Dawn and I are not clicking.
Okay.
If I'm on
That's
the
fair.
ice,
Yeah.
the ice fishing.
Okay, I got another one for
Oh,
you.
that's-
What I was gonna open with and I didn't is what'd you think of the draft?
The NFL draft. I don't know. What do you mean? The draft beer? What are you talking about? Is this?
What'd you think of the draft? Really good. What is your opinion of it?
Well, if you're being honest, I didn't watch much of it. I some Shedeur Sanders kid went fell out of the top 20 rounds.
That's the only one I know is Dion's kid didn't get picked and he's with the Buccaneers. That's the only thing I know about the whole draft.
I don't do anything.
No fantasy football.
No, God, no.
I called it in one of my descriptions on my previous episodes, fantasy fartball.
No, I don't. And people do, and I good. I don't. I'm not. I don't. I think it's stupid.
Well, I talk about being a participant and spectator.
Right. Yeah. We want to be the people that are voting on it, or picking us, not the. Yeah, I don't do fantasy football. You know what I do is I really enjoy this time of NBA, this NBA season of playoffs and stuff.
Oh, you turned in. That's right. You
Yeah.
started following basketball about how long ago?
Michael
Okay.
Jordan.
Okay.
Michael
It
Jordan.
was hard not to.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I do. I enjoy it. There's some parts of it but I do enjoy the playoffs.
I love basketball. That was my favorite sport.
Yeah, I do. I wasn't good at it. I wasn't good at all those sports. I was a little hockey when I was younger, but
You wouldn't say you were good if you were good.
I was.
I've never known you to be bad at anything, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
That's honest to God truth.
Thank you.
I did want to talk about dirt bikes, though. Going back the speed thing, and because here's why it's really clicking. Hannah, you got her on a dirt bike and actually racing when we were working together.
Yeah.
How old was she?
I mean, when she was racing, I think she didn't race until she was 5 or 6 or 7 years old.
Not until 5.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think she was on her Honda 50 or PW Yamaha when she was probably 3 or 4.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's the big question. My sister has a young kid, and he said he made some type of concessions. He's 4.
Okay.
He said, "I'll something like," and I would get this wrong, Allie, if you're listening, but you don't have to buy me any more presents if you just get me a dirt bike. Like for the rest of my life, you don't have to do anything if you get me a dirt bike.
I know the feeling.
So I'm like, that's real. But there's the electric ones now. Are those not?
It's what it is. I mean, the nice part about electric is you're not aggravating your neighbors, right?
Yeah,
Like we rode in backyards and it was
that's part of it, though.
and smoke. Well, but then the cops, it was loud and now you can do indoor stuff. You can do indoor because there's no fumes and it's just the way it is.
Where does stuff like that take place?
What electric stuff?
Yeah, any of that. I don't. That's
Well,
because he wants to get going with these 4. But he's.
I love it. I love it. Where would it?
What do you suggest a 4-year-old boy like that from Green Bay do?
I mean, well, we did it just because the ice we rode on the ice. That's where Hannah started. Was we studded tires.
Dangerous.
There was some ambulance rides. There were concussions and broken bones.
Just because it's slippery, no.
Yeah, studs and ice tires. It's actually really good traction
Okay.
compared to maybe a dirt track or something like that. It's
Really?
actually better traction
Okay.
because of the studs on the tires. But
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
I guess I get that.
yeah, where a kid goes to, I mean, there's parks and rapids and stuff people can ride at, but are the parents into it?
Yeah. They're not into it. They're getting into.
Did they do it themselves? Did they ride a dirt bike?
No. But they don't want to hold back because of that.
No.
Like he's got real interest. He goes to the monster truck things and
Go to the motorcycle shop and buy one. I mean, there's tons of them on, they're not hard to find. But yeah, Hannah ice raced for many years.
So you're saying 4 is not too young? That's the biggest question.
Well, it depends what kind of parent you are. I mean, if you,
Well, he's a hands-on. He's a contractor. He's a good, physical being.
yeah. No, I not 4 is not young at all. There's
Okay.
not at all.
I did not know that.
No. I mean, generally, 4-year-olds usually start on bicycles, right?
He's already done the bike. He's done. He's. I
Rides
think
a bike well.
I think he rides bike without.
It's funny you say that because Hannah actually rode a motorcycle before a bike.
Okay.
Well, you just twist.
Okay, sure. Propels instead of getting the start part, getting the pedals going, and then the balance because you're not going fast enough.
And you can govern these
Interesting.
motorcycles down to where
Okay.
they only go walking speed or so.
Oh, really?
But yeah, Hannah, back to Hannah, she raced for many years. Many years, had a good time.
Yeah, remember I was going to take that doorbell thing off.
Well, there's a lot of things you didn't
What did
do.
she put it in the bathroom? Apparently,
A lot of things.
Uh, well, we rode snowmobiles together.
We did.
You facilitated my first snowmobile, and then I bought a couple new ones after that. And then you guys went too fast.
There's a meme on Facebook I see that says, "Don't come to me for life advice. You'll end up with a new snowmobile."
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you and I, when we first met, I didn't get a snowmobile.
Oh yeah, you made it happen. You walked me right into it. Guy's a good salesman, folks.
I just wanted somebody to go with, probably.
Well, do you consider yourself a salesman still? Like
I don't know. No.
you don't consider yourself a salesman? Because how long did you sell cars? I mean,
For 15 years.
okay, me too.
15 years. Yeah.
15 years. That was it. Boom.
I do everything for 15 years. I don't know if I was thinking about this the other day. I kind of did school for right around 15 years, and then I did cars for 15 years, and then I've been at the restaurant for 15 years, 17. So I do a lot of things for 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Interesting. I got to show you something really quick here. This. So I was hoping you'd say, "Yeah, I'm a salesman." I'm a salesman. He didn't say that, but anyways, I'm going to try to get this do it anyways. How to win friends and influence people. Okay, Dale Carnegie
Yeah.
was known as the best salesman in the world. Okay, my grandpa gave me. So I started in car sales at 19. My grandpa gives me this book. Musty.
Smell it?
No, I know you don't like that, but
Last time I can.
it's a musty.
It's a joke.
No,
Smell it?
I mean,
I don't want to smell it.
it's a musty book.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll take your word for it. Smell it.
What year does that say? Hold it back real far.
It's 92nd printing. Where does it say the year?
Up here.
All rights reserved. 1936.
This is the copyright, 1936.
Wow. That is
One of the. He smelled it. He smelled it for the people listening. He smelled it. But isn't it? And I go, thanks, Grandpa, and I did read it.
When you were 19, you got that.
When I was 19, I got this because he was a salesman. He was on the road, worked for Vicks cough syrup, drove a pink Cadillac at one time. Yeah, made a lot of noise. That was their advertising. Drive around the block. You had to call in a pharmacy. Okay, their marketing back then, no internet. Drive around in a pink Cadillac, honk the horn until you get the front spot in front of the pharmacy, right under the pharmacy sign. Vicks wrapped, not wrapped then, but maybe a magnet. I don't know.
Right.
That was their marketing. Is make a hold
And then
the door
once you
open
got
for people.
Then once you got the pharmacy, then what? What do you do?
Well, you still make a noise, but you have an appointment with the pharmacist.
to sell
Back then, the pharmacist was the owner.
Yep. Yep.
And that's how he's making his business. Getting accounts, buying cough syrup, buying cough drops, his new flavor of cough drop, whatever else. So I just thought that was because salesman, but maybe I guess he's not.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't.
At heart, though. At heart. I'm trying to sell him. I'm trying to sell him into that he considers himself a.
No, I don't.
No, he's a business owner.
I was never really a good salesperson. When you think about it,
You didn't try. You had other aspirations.
I paid my bills. I mean, they always say in sales, you make what you need to make, right?
Well, yeah, that's what.
Like the dad who his daughter got sick, and then all of a sudden he sold 30 cars a month.
Right.
He didn't learn how to sell.
Yeah.
He needed to sell. And I sold what I needed. I drove a decent car, right? We got demos.
Yeah.
Remember demos back then?
Demos ruined my life. That's why I had a new car every 6 months.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. I got used to. At one point, I was ordering them when Bill started letting go a little bit, not losing it. I mean, just saying, starting to get
Losing it.
No.
Oh, you said
I didn't want it to come out like that. When Bill started letting off the gas a little bit,
Yep.
letting me do a little things over here, letting other people do.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just part of being in the business for how many years he was.
Yep. You were running the Nissan store.
I got to order my own demos.
Yep.
Tint, sent down for tint. That's what did it. And now I can't do that. I mean, I do. It costs a lot of money.
They don't get demos anymore.
I don't think so. I don't.
We
see
had
any
it good.
demos.
We had
We had
it was
50 gallons of gas a month.
it was the
50
most
gallons.
fun. It was the most fun ever. It really
It was a fun job.
It really
It
was.
wasn't really a job. I mean, Monday morning meetings.
Trades.
Oh God, the Monday morning. That's something. Bill kicked. Wait. Pete made Bill so mad that Bill left. Remember this? Okay.
Well,
Bill left, and then he must have went in his office, got really mad. Then he's like, "No, you get out." And he came back.
that wasn't that one. Maybe it was after my time. What you left before I did?
I don't remember.
Oh wait, I left in like 08.
That was right. That was right there.
Oh.
I had to make a decision. That was that 08 or 09 economy drop. Middle of winter, which I hate selling.
Cash for clunkers. Cash for clunkers.
That stuff. Yeah, no.
That was-
and I'm like, I'll never get out of here if I don't put myself in an awkward, bad position.
We left at the same time.
We must have. 15
Interesting.
years, 15.
That's 15 years. Yeah, that's when I opened the
It's
restaurant.
unbelievable. Remember Bill? I remember the stupid stuff though.
Well,
You were one of the favorites. Definitely, I would say his favorite for sure. I don't think you'll argue with that. You didn't.
I'm a favorite today. I know.
You were a
Bill.
favorite
Bill and I
then,
are
too.
still talking.
You were a favorite.
I talked to him a week ago.
I can't believe Buttnut gets away with that. I can't believe he gets away with that.
Buttnut.
Right?
Well, did I get away with stuff?
Yeah. But you're standing, and then you did make him mad enough to get out of here. And he said, "Do a 160 and get out of here."
See, these are the people I'm going to make enemies.
You're like, "Do a 160 and what with who?" Oh, Bill's a good friend of mine.
He's a good friend of mine too.
How are you going to make an enemy with Bill?
Well, because he didn't know what doing
Oh, when you get mad, you say dumb stuff. That's like me. When you get mad, you instead of saying 360,
Okay.
you say 160. You say when you get mad.
He just said it. No, because he just said he was mad.
Because he was mad. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
I got you.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't mean to make him mad, but he did that. I didn't go to a class.
That's what it was.
It's just Rosenthal and I. Can I say names? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. We were supposed to go to a Chrysler class, and we went.
Okay.
And then I went down, stayed with my cousin in Milwaukee. I was going to go in the morning, and then Tracy said, "I'm not coming." I'm like, "Well, you're not going. I'm not going." And then Bill paid for the hotel, and I didn't use it. And then I went back that morning. Get in here. I'll go to that class.
How do you know? How does he? He always knew.
Well, there was no charge on the thing, or they sent him an email saying, Chris wasn't at the class, and I probably paid for me to go to this class. And I said, "Yeah, no, I didn't go." You better get out of here. 160.
I mean,
And I did a 160.
craziest thing that happened. Yeah.
I did a one. I hit the door. I did a
Didn't
one.
go all the way around. You went halfway.
Now, how do I get out?
That's good. I had to ask you about that.
160.
Now, are you still doing the cold showers?
This morning. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just out of the blue this morning you did?
No. How often do I do them? Is that your question?
Yeah.
I do. Yes, I still do them. It's been 2.5 years roughly.
Every day though?
No.
Okay.
Not every day.
So what?
I probably 5 days a week.
Why what determination do you make in the morning that I'm not doing it today, or I'm doing it today?
I don't determine it in the morning. I decide it the night before for some reason.
No kidding.
I don't. Yeah. I always make that decision the night before. I think if I got to make it the morning of, I might take less showers. So I the night before I know I'm going to need, and I know what I need.
I can't do that. That would stress me out too much. I want to make
that
that
about me. I see about okay, but you always say about the showers. I've had guys, big muscle, they can't do it.
No, they can't do it. So
they can.
Listen, no, they don't though. You're right. It's mental toughness.
Oh, come on.
I've only done a couple where honestly a couple where you just go and then get in the try that. I mean, you can have it warm and then turn it to cold.
That's not a cold shower.
But that's what I do. The last 30 seconds, I go cold.
My cousin says that too. He was at my house. He come up for a boat race and he stayed there and he was doing cold showers too. Just ironically, and I said, "Oh, good, yeah, try it." And he came up from the basement. He stayed there. He said, "Your water's super cold." And I said, "Yeah, it is." And he said, I like what I do. I get myself real hot." He said, "I get hot, and then I turn it to cold."
Way easier.
I'm like, well, "That's a challenge." I said, "Here, do me this favor. Get out of bed, walk around the house a little bit. My house is like 63, right? Cold, a little bit, cold feet, hard, and then get in the cold shower. That's where the challenge for me comes in.
That's way harder. There's no question about it.
It's the only way. I mean, really, the real way is a cold plunge. But
Yeah.
you have a cold plunge. You bought one. You bought one.
No.
You bought it.
Oh, yeah, the cheap one. I never used it. No.
No.
Now they're saying, okay, and Max Olson, if you're listening, fitness director Max Olson, okay,
We just became friends on
Fitness
Facebook.
guru.
Good guy. Yep.
living this stuff. He's known around here for his cold plunging.
I didn't know that.
He does more than anybody. So now there's new science that says, and this makes sense if you think about the body.
Yep.
And not biomechanics, but just science. That the cold actually prohibits protein synthesis, so it stops muscle growth because it can kill some of the cells or enzymes that are making their way to create, you know what I mean, cell division.
No, I don't know what you mean.
But you know how a muscle grows by cell division. It's growing. Okay.
I don't know any of
But
this.
a cold, and it makes sense. So cold just stops it. Like it shocks it and kills some of those. I forgot the name of the cell. I didn't plan on talking about this, but so there's actual. The point is there's actual science that shows that.
Wait. Is actual science a reel on Facebook? Is that because that's where we usually get it? That's where I get my. I mean, is this a real site? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
So there's science showing that the recovery's better, but then there's science says, well, not if you're people want to use it a lot of times to help build muscle and stuff, and it doesn't.
I'm not.
They just did
I'm not doing it to
research.
build muscle.
Well, you don't do cold plunges though. That's a whole different thing. Full body. You're doing it to boom. You get bang energy. You get like that.
Right.
That's a huge value.
Yeah. No, I did. I don't do it for any other reason than the way I feel.
So that I see more than anything.
Well, that's what it is. It's just a mental. It must. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, if I'm doing it for the muscles, it's not. Let's just say it's not working.
But I'm saying for anybody.
Well, athletes, what did they did recovery, right?
It removes inflammation, which is one thing, but it does prohibit muscle growth. So a lot of these same guys are doing it for the same. You know what I'm trying to say?
Don't we always? Isn't this just what it does? It changes. It's good. It's bad.
Yeah, eggs.
Oh, God.
Eggs are bad.
We could talk about eggs.
Eggs are too expensive. I can't afford them.
Oh God! And the tariff. I'm going to buy a car now because in 3 weeks it might go up $1,200. I got to get.
Well, that's the same. A lot of people and sell all your stocks. Then, the stock market's down. Sell it. This is when you don't sell it. You hang on, or you buy more. That's the difference. There's difference in people.
We need them all.
I think we do. I don't know if we need them all.
Are we going to talk about like the shots, the Ozempic shots and stuff, or is that on the?
I don't have. I just know I don't have that on there.
I a little just not. Do you have any people that you see like, or maybe my size? And for all that don't know, I've been a member of Anytime Fitness for about 5 years, and you can see how it's working, right? It's I look good.
Well, so apparent health is different than actual health. When we talk about your cholesterol,
I was trying to be funny.
It is funny to probably some people, but hell, that stuff's not. I mean, when you're talking about that serious question to me, you can be overweight and be healthy. Weight. I hope
I fit into that category.
Getting way more deep than weight loss. True health, is what's on the inside.
Well, and then there's a mental health.
That's more than.
See, and that's the cold shower for me. That's it's like, how do you grade success or measure success? How do you grade health, right? And for me, health to me is a solid foundation of home. Right. And my marriage is without that, I'm not as healthy as, and I'm, again, that real health or whatever that we're calling it. Obviously not being skinny at this point, but
they're skinny people that aren't healthy.
That's my point.
I mean,
I have friends that say, look at you. I'm like, you want to take a look let's get a MRI of our lungs and see how your lungs look. I get it.
So interesting, super quick thing. I got to inject because I'm bad at booking. I double booked the appointment today. I signed up for, did you know this? So right now in Plover, at a church they're doing this. They brought in there's a way to scan. They do an ultrasound on your carotid artery, and they go through your whole body to see if there's any blockage. They can actually see before you have a stroke or heart attack. So they find the blockage. They've never had this really,
New technology.
But well, it's public. Native might have had it.
What about when they do the thing on your carotid? When they do for a baby,
That's
the scan.
yeah. That's the.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
That's new technology.
Well, it's new technology to be available for the public to go down and go.
I see.
Hey, scan me for a stroke. When has anybody ever done that?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because my dad he had a stroke. He had carotid artery issues, and it probably ended up costing him his life. Carotid artery that's important, and I need to watch mine because my dad's had issues with cholesterol.
We should go to the next one anyways, my appointment was at 11:00 today.
Booking, yeah, go ahead.
And then booking the thing, and then I booked our thing for 11. And this is more important to me.
Are we done?
Huh?
Are we done? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not going. I'm not going. This was more important than getting my carotid artery scanned. But I just thought it was cool to know that you can actually. So
is it free?
No, it was $178.
Still, it's money well spent,
right?
Yeah,
$170 to go see if you could prevent something like that.
And for me, and I don't know, we're on the health part of this podcast.
I didn't have any health.
Okay. Oh, good. Thank you. I appreciate you doing me that favor. But anyways, so with the stroke and my sleep apnea, I do a CPAP machine now for the last maybe 3 or 4 years, and that's what we're trying to prevent, right? With the CPAP and I do not the CPAP bad.
Well, I know how sleep apnea. I understand sleep apnea.
I had it bad. And I sleep like a baby now. And I feel it's amazing how in a haze I was prior to getting, but what you do if you don't, you deprive your brain of oxygen, of course.
So you
wake up hazy and fuzzy, and then you have a stroke. And we were just talking about stroke. So I wanted to just let that.
I actually didn't know that sleep apnea could lead to stroke.
What it leads to, the sleep apnea, is lack of oxygen in your brain.
Which makes sense. Sure.
Like smoking. All you're doing is causing scar tissue in your brain, per the doctors that I've for my sleep apnea, is you deprive your brain of oxygen over the course of 10 years. Usually people suffer from sleep apnea for only 10 years. And then
that's what that means.
And then you have a stroke.
Yeah.
Or you Reggie White or whatever happened to Reggie, or those people that their sleep apnea got them.
That's great information.
Really?
I did that. No, I didn't. I did not know that. I never put 2 and 2 together. Dug that far into sleep apnea.
Yeah. All right, so we're back. We lost. Is it recording now? Okay, this is my nightmare. Whatever. It's whatever. We were talking about sleep apnea. Then we talked about 15 more minutes about other really great stuff, and then we're just going to pick up where we left off. I'm asking you. I want other people to know, but I want to know about how your training works with your restaurant, because let's face it, guys, everybody knows what going into a restaurant is like. Bad body language, people vacuuming around you. How do you train your people, or how do you have such good service? So does anybody ever say this to you? Oh, you're lucky you have such good people. That's my biggest one.
I've heard that before. I don't. Well, first of all, they're right. I don't know. I am probably a little lucky. I do have great people. For one, if we're going to talk about Matero's, and it's a pizza place in Polonia, but if we're going to talk about Matero's, and I didn't talk about my bartender Johnny, I'd be doing a disservice to him and everybody that knows Matero's, because the reason, especially lately, over maybe since COVID, that I'm not behind the bar ever, really. I was there last night dropping off some product that we were out of, but if I didn't talk about Johnny, it would be
disservice.
It would be. Johnny's been with me since day one, and he's become
the face.
Yeah,
to some people.
Yeah, but to me personally, he's become, he's like a brother.
That's powerful.
It's a relationship I just never really expected. And when people say, you're lucky. You've got great people.
They're not lying.
No, I do have great people. I really do. And I am lucky. I don't know what else to attribute it to. I would say, I try to take care of my health. And Johnny's, like I said, been with me for 17 years. And
says a lot.
He's been, like if I had a headache yesterday, right? You'd know about it today. Like I dude, did you hear what happened? I had to take ibuprofen yesterday. Johnny, on the other hand, has been through some really horrific things with his health. He'd be okay with me mentioning has been dealing with MS, terrible bout of COVID that almost took him out. Most recently, he lost a family member, his daughter.
Oh boy.
He's been, and the thing with Johnny is the thing that divorce. I mean, he's been through some of those things that would just crush people.
Yeah.
And if you came into Matero's on Wednesday, and then one of those things happened to Johnny on Thursday, all of those 3 or 4 things that have just would wreck me. If you came in on Friday, you wouldn't know that happened to him. He says it. We say it to each other.
Humble. I mean, what is that? What is that with somebody that keeps that to and doesn't want to burden other people?
Know.
He doesn't want to burden other people with
That's
his.
what it is,
right?
His priority, and his priority is Matero's and the family that he's developed there, the customers, the regulars.
He doesn't want to burden them. He's going to impair their experience.
Yep.
He wants them to have a good time. When you talk about being kind, I think we missed that about being kind. And on the road, we went on a literal rampage on the road. And he asked also, I don't want to get off topic, but how fast you got to be going on the highway.
You're telling people that part they missed.
Yeah, we should touch on that. I mean, that was a big one, but not after
right.
Cut Johnny's thing off here.
Were we still talking about Matero's, or are we done with that?
Well, it's up to you.
Oh, you were saying, how do I train?
Well, yeah, and your people.
Really, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I've trained Johnny, and I've trained my kitchen staff, and obviously Dawn is there. If you're me, people want to see Dawn more than me. They and really they want to see Johnny.
But if they wanted to see you, I'd be clear. You wouldn't say people want to see me.
They don't want to see me. I mean,
I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that. Knowing you and your personality, I know better than that.
But
Chris isn't here. I don't care. I don't see anybody say.
Well, but you know what though? With Johnny and my wife and the staff I have. It's.
I'm not taking away from them by saying people want to see you. I
know, and I'm saying it's my job as a restaurant owner with my wife to put the best people that I can, and that's what I've done.
Front line.
So anyways,
creating the best team.
How do I train people? Well, it's interview. It starts with the interview.
That's a good point.
And I've talked to people that they don't. They'll hire a friend, and then they'll and I'll say you sit down and kind of talk about what you expect. That's another thing my mom would always say about me is you're never confused about what I expect. You know what I expect.
Expectations.
Because I tell you, right? So, like, just for an example, this is just one thing of Matero is that we do a little different than a lot of places. Like, when I interview an employee, and I had an interview yesterday, we talk about the hours and that we serve until, say, 9 o'clock on a Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We serve till 9 o'clock. And that's what we tell the public. Is we serve till 9 o'clock. Yep. They believe we serve till 9 o'clock.
Absolutely.
But between you and I, Hans, we actually serve till 9:15. Now, don't tell them that because then they'll start coming in at 9:30. But that's how I do it.
That's polar opposite of almost any restaurant. They stop. I don't want to go in restaurants at 8:30 if they say they're serving till 9. Because they're vacuuming and their body language.
There's no vacuuming. There's
body language. They're not as excited to see you. Hey guys, come on in. Hey, are you still serving? I like to even. Are you still?
It's feeling.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's how they feel. It's how they feel. You don't know if these people are driving from Wittenberg or Wausau or wherever, and they hit a deer, got pulled over, whatever the case
Right,
is, they're running
right.
late, whatever. When they walk in at 9:05, every one of my employees knows that not only do we serve them, but we smile too.
Oh, I love that.
But because we serve until 9:15. Now, don't tell the public that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say anything, because then they, how they.
Well, then you're going to be here longer too.
Well, so that's just one thing, and
I love that.
And for me, it's just
That's a
about
first.
making people feel comfortable. Everybody, and you know who knows most? Johnny, my wife. Somebody walks in at 9:05, and now everybody will be doing it. Somebody walks in at 9:05 and says, "Hey, I thought you opened till I thought you served till 10." No, it's 9, but come on in. We'll make you pizza.
You know what you just said, though? I disagree with you. You just said now everybody will be doing it. Everybody's not in danger of over serving. I don't know if you've been out in the, like out of, you guys go, you test other waters and stuff like that.
I've been known to
Are
eat
you?
out.
Are people in danger of over committing to the customer at this point? Are people in danger of, oh, hey, they found out a secret. Oh, hey, Matero serves, actually they serve till 9:30, so you guys stay another hour. They're not in danger of that.
And truthfully, if everybody did start coming at 9:50, I just opened till 9:30. There's a little saying in the restaurant business, and we do it. I don't know if others do, but it's a little saying called "give them what they want," right? So we stopped. We used to serve until 10 prior to COVID, but it became an earlier crowd, right? People started drinking at home earlier, getting home earlier. Everything stopped happening. There's no bar crowd anymore. And I don't know if there should be. Get off the roads.
Yeah.
Don't be driving. I mean, come on. I got family.
Well,
on
you're
those
responsible.
roads. Yeah. But anyway, so
I love it.
Yeah, people come like you said. I do say that sarcastically. I mean, if they want to come at 9:15, then we'll just open till 9:30. So and my dad, that was one of those lessons my dad always ingrained in me, was that staying open until. So we don't.
Awesome.
We don't get nervous at 8:30. It's just we serve until 9.
Yep. I see other people getting more than nervous at 8:30.
Oh.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
There's places on Highway 10 that I would challenge you to go that serve until 9 o'clock. That try and walk in there at 10 to 9, and not
Watch your
only see
reaction.
try and get food. I said, but
I don't know if I'd want it.
Well, you don't,
Right?
Well, I
For
don't,
that. The attitude. I don't want
I don't,
someone making
right.
my food that has a bad attitude.
Right, or serve my food.
They're
generally it's
inconvenienced.
a server.
Okay.
Like it's 8:50, and I said, "Well, do you serve till 9?" It says on the door 9 o'clock. You got to order
Or if they just slam something down. Even if hey, can you get, and they just kind of like one of those. That's enough for me. I don't want to eat there. I wouldn't want to go there. With any business, though, not just at restaurants.
It's all about feeling.
Anything. If you're going to make me feel a certain way, there's enough places, and usually these places are not in business that long. Right. Usually. Right. They're really not. We can usually test the waters. But you asked a question about how would you rephrase that? Left lane, speed, is there a certain speed limit?
Well, my question was, because I watch all your podcasts, or podcasts in this case, but I was listening to Pi talk about left laners. Left lane, what did you say?
Left lane losers.
Losers. I don't know if I'd go with that loser part, but just the left lane people that are, okay.
I thought we were going to be real on this podcast.
Dumb. You're being nice. What? Loser.
That's good.
So anyways, and I was just asking because I agree with Pi. Get out of the lane, right? Anybody with a brain, anybody that has any place to be, right, wants to be courteous enough to get out of the left lane, and you've talked about this. And what I said was that we got cut out a little bit there. A little glitch was, does the speed limit have anything to do with that, right? And so if the speed limit is 70, and there's somebody in that left lane going 86, are they still? They're
still going too slow because
that's what I want.
They're going too slow because the rule of thumb is if someone's behind you, like if you're in the left, you're going fast. I could be going 90. If somebody gets up behind me, and I swear to God on this, if I'm going 90 and I notice, oh my God, there's somebody behind me, I'm going to move over very fast because he's going faster than me and I'm holding him up. That's about being about being kind on the road. Just like going through the intersections on a yellow light, go through fast so the other people can go through too.
Right.
Like everybody's been caught on there, and there's just ways of thinking that you could be more, when you say be kind, those are the things that are kind on the road. What else could they be talking about when you start talking about
just
being kind?
An example, somebody might think to themselves, being kind mightn't be not going 20 over the speed limit.
How is that affecting you? This is what they do think.
Well, I think others might say it might be a little dangerous.
Going too slow and impeding traffic flow is actually statistically more dangerous by 23%.
You're pulling it out of your ass. You don't know 23%. All right.
Oh, man.
All right. So the speed limit has nothing to do with anything.
It's all relative. So forget if we didn't have speedometers, speedometers,
Okay.
that we would just go off of other people's behavior on the road. Oh, someone's behind me, move over.
All right.
So the flow can keep going.
I got you. That's enough on that. I just.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Sorry.
with you. I'm the one in the left lane going, come on, guys. I just didn't know if the speed limit, like if you
They
if
are
you were
doing
being-
that, though. They're going 78, and there's some jackass on my ass. Screw them. They're like, screw them. I'm staying here because I'm going 78.
And maybe they just don't want you to get that speed tip. Maybe they're trying to save you from a speeding ticket.
They're trying to impede
I know.
my happiness. That's true, though. I'm going to slow this guy down. Look at this. Look at this.
Well, and that's the other thing. You can see this in
Tinted
the
windows.
mirror, in the mirror where they look in the mirror and they. I want to
Oh,
say,
yeah, oh,
just
yeah.
focus on the road. I
No,
can see
look
you
at the
looking
road,
at me.
but they'll keep checking. I'm still here. Keep checking.
How about these people going down the like if you're going down a 2-lane, you know, like Highway 66 or something.
Yep.
And then you get they're doing this, but then they go like this, and then I want to say I can see
Oh,
you
it's texting. You're
whatever.
texting.
Are we still doing no texting,
I don't.
or are we doing be
it used to-
careful when you're doing it?
Remember, you couldn't even be on the phone talking
Right,
on
I
the
know.
phone. Marshfield gave out $200 fines for talking like this.
Do you text and drive?
I don't text and drive. I mean, in
right.
emergencies. But no, I really try not to. I'll be honest. Of course.
Of course, what?
Of course I do from time to time. But
Okay.
does that mean never? I
Be smart
really,
about it.
really do not make a habit of texting and driving or emailing.
Wow.
One guy said, you were texting and driving. He was at a red light and he was sitting there on a green light then. And we knew him. Like, get off your phone, stop texting. I was emailing. Emails are longer. Those are worse.
Distraction, right? It's just
you
a
know-
distraction. Okay. I didn't.
So that's the thing. So remember the old no texting and driving.
Right.
Okay, can I look at
Right.
what movies are playing?
Can I change a radio station? Can I?
No, on my
yeah.
on my phone though. Can I look at
Right.
Is Facebook then? That's not texting. I'm scrolling through Facebook
Right.
posts.
It probably should say no looking at your phone, right?
I don't even know if we talked about this. Did we talk about this? I don't want to touch it again. I don't want to talk about it again.
Okay, then
Because
don't.
we were talking about sleep apnea. Then I gave him a test, at home piss test. Legitimate. Oh, I didn't give you a cup. I got to give you a cup.
I have.
Well, the one of them little ones. I bought
got
it.
4-ounce souffle
okay.
cups at
okay.
home.
Then you got to dip it in there.
Dip what in there?
After you pee,
Yeah.
you take your test and you put it in the
Okay.
urine.
Put the test in there.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
you like kind of dab it off of so it's not dripping all
So
over.
you're
you.
saying it? What it? The test.
The test.
Okay.
But we won't even get into that. You guys missed it. You're out of luck. That's all there is to it. Back to restaurants, super quick. Something you also said that stuck with me. And see, you know, that's why I wanted you on the show. A lot of what you say sticks with me, and I'm sure it sticks with a lot of people. But your mom said when you talk about restaurant, you are the secret sauce. I know you don't want to toot your own horn, but when you talk about, let's just rephrase it then to make you feel a little better, so you're not nervous about your customers and whatever. But she's right. You are the one that's going to make or break it, is what she's saying. It's not the food necessarily. It's not this necessarily. It's you and your personality and what you make it. You don't want to talk about it. So
No, who said that? You didn't. You
well,
did.
your
You got to
body
ask me a
language.
question.
Your face said it.
You got to ask me a question.
Your face said it.
Ask me a question.
Are you the secret sauce? Or how does it work?
Well, I think I've seen so many mistakes, and again, maybe people don't know this, but my dad still has a restaurant, even though he passed. His wife is running it, Kathy, who I like. She still runs it, but they opened in 1964. They've been there 61 years in Milwaukee, and that's where I spent a lot of my summers. Right, I would go to school up here, and then I'd get straightened out in Milwaukee by my dad.
Well, I'm sure.
And a lot of times it worked, and So a lot of things I don't do or do is because of mistakes I've seen places make. Like, saying they serve till 9, but you're more than uncomfortable walking in. You're super uncomfortable walking in at 8:30. It's just things I've learned throughout. I've eaten out a couple times, right? So we know. And I see mistakes.
Research.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. I don't want to do it.
Well, back to the secret sauce, though.
Am I the secret sauce? I'm just the one who ate
What
out
is
a
the
lot.
secret sauce? What is the secret sauce of a business then? Rephrase
Well,
it.
I told you earlier, and I think we heard it, was, first of all, my job is to put the best employees I can in front of my customers. That's what my job, that's what I really feel my job is. That's what my job is. And I focus, I try and do that, right? And if anybody were to gauge me on what most people see, like my staff or Johnny, right, the front of house, I did a really good job. Because I think I've got the best bartender there is, and nobody would disagree with that.
No.
Johnny's
It's legendary.
amazing. He is. He's. I have been lucky to have him. So I'm lucky. Am I the secret sauce? No. I did get lucky and got Johnny. I got some staff in the kitchen that are amazing, and so am I the secret sauce? No, I don't.
Another just a little thing I had here, question I want to ask you is I'm just starting to see, because we're researching business kind of too with this whole thing. Even the podcast is it's an endeavor to learn more about what makes or breaks certain people.
Well, then we should be talking about you, because you're
I've talked the first 8-10 episodes was me, I do this and you guys don't do that. Screaming at the camera, you don't do what you're supposed to do. I'm over that. We're going into other people now. I had some things I want to say and be heard, as you said, but here's what I'm noticing. So management, like let's say Century or something, certain people, what signifies or separates a manager from just a cubicle employee per se? And what I'm finding, talking to more people and actually paying attention now, I never used to pay attention. Talk, right, in my life.
You didn't pay attention to any of it? Or?
I didn't pay attention enough when I was younger. You know what I mean? I was just piss and vinegar, and then now I'm starting to have fun listening more, and, selling isn't telling. You're listening to people, they'll tell you the answers. Those that are capable of having hard conversations.
Well, that's it.
Some people, lots of people, are not even capable. Hey, you got to go, not even fire somebody. You got to go over and tell Nancy,
right,
this, and the other thing, that I can't do that.
Well, if you're not, if you don't feel like you want to throw up a couple times a week, you're not doing your job, because a lot of the conversations are, not fun.
Can you give me an example?
Well, you touched on it. I mean, obviously, letting people go is a big part of what you need to do.
And It's not fun.
Never. I just bought this new car, she said, and no, it's not, but it's never fun. So you're saying what you notice the difference of, well,
you can't be, you're not going to be high-end successful if you're not capable of having those hard conversations. And there's a lot of people right now, I don't know, maybe it's social media, but they've got to be everybody's friend all the time. But that's a huge setback, is what I'm finding. Because you're never going to level up then. Because those level jobs, I'm not even talking about like your brother's high end, not that high end, even just manager to not. If you can't have heart to heart, real conversations, look somebody in the eye and tell them they fucked up and not to have it again. Not in those words. You could be strategic and diplomatic. But if you're not willing to do that and be able to execute that, you're never going to be a manager.
Was that a question?
I don't know.
Was that a question? It sounds, that wasn't a question. That was a statement. And you're right. I think
I was waiting for an argument or something. I don't know. I guess I'm statement.
You're right.
I camouflaged that as a question.
But there was no question. It was here's what the deal is. If you can't have a hard conversation, and that's the difference between entrepreneurial people and not. right, is there's only one difference between people that own their own business and people that don't. And the people that do have the ability to take risks. That's it. That's the only difference.
But you can be stupid at risks too and still never have hard conversations with people.
Well, that's two different things. The conversation and I'm just saying that, the difference between the people that are entrepreneurial generally can be risk takers. And people that aren't are generally not risk takers. You're a risk taker.
Well, I'm also finding there's a difference in entrepreneurs versus people that run businesses. Running a business is not necessarily an entrepreneur. There's not a lot of risk. There's managing people is in my opinion, and I'm really bad at it. I'm bad at managing people.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm good at laying out a vision that sells. I don't want to say sell, but it does get people on board. I can get people on board because I have good ideas. I'm creative, and I'm very enthusiastic.
Funny.
When it comes. No,
funny.
I'm not funny. You're funny.
I'm funny.
I'm funny looking.
Funny how?
Well, yeah, funny like a clown. I can get people on board and get behind it. From there, I lack in the accountability each week. People need touches. They need to have meetings every single week, and some employees and people need more touches than that. Twice a week we got to meet to keep you on board. So here's what I do. I set the standard. Here's the vision. Here's what we're going to do. And crazy meeting, yelling. Everybody's excited. And then I just expect them to do it. But they don't. That's where management comes in.
Right.
That's where Pael is a really good manager as the president. Mm-hmm. She manages people. Task management software. And you didn't do that. Here's deadlines. Okay, because if that doesn't happen, this doesn't work. And I'm bad at it.
Anybody, if somebody would ever think, I would think like you're successful, we all have a pie behind us, right? Like without Dawn.
Well, what's the saying?
I don't know. What?
Behind every good man is a good woman.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
He didn't know that.
I've heard it. Is that like Johnny Cash song or something?
No.
Oh. But no, we all. I mean, let's give
pie.
credit.
The heat's on. Heat.
Let's give credit. Really, I mean, I know you. I know. Maybe you don't know this, but she's a big part of your success.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew that.
Oh God, I more than know that.
Okay.
Ideas are not worth anything if you can't carry them out and execute them. I got to turn the heat off. I thought I was gonna. Are you still here, Pi? I'm yelling heat, yelling.
So we all have.
We sat here so long, the heat dropped, and then it kicked. That's what that means.
I have Dawn, and you have Pi, and I think without them,
See how nice it is without that going. I know. I just can't. I'm not good at this stuff.
Yeah, I think you are.
Well, thanks, but what else? Are we close? Are we closing up? I mean,
well, I'm feeling something, right? Did we miss anything about employees or anything? I know.
I think we were. No, I think it's.
Lost?
We got to see what. I don't know. I got to see what we have.
Well, people don't know. We lost footage, right?
Yeah, we lost footage of like 15 minutes, and it was like
Hans came unglued.
Yep. Partially.
Pi came to the rescue.
Yep. Like usual.
Calmed you down.
Like usual.
Okay.
I just can't believe after doing this so long, all this stuff, this entertainment cameras. I bought my first camera at, 15 probably. My daughter used to hold the camera when she's 3 years old. We have pictures of this when I'm doing auditions for TV and Hollywood and stuff.
I don't know.
And I'm just bad at it.
And not that we talked, Joe Rogan and, the good podcasters or the successful. But are they using iPhones?
Some do. Some do. Joe Rogan doesn't. He's got like 3 different types of cameras. But that wasn't the thing. It was the app. And I have the expensive Nikons.
Yeah, I know you do.
And the Canons. What kind of technology am I talking about here? I can't think of it right now.
Okay.
But they shut off after 30 minutes. It gets you 29 minutes and that's it. So you got to buy the little tiny mirrorless ones.
All right. Can we get those?
Yeah, we'll have to get those.
Well,
I don't want to. So I made this so simple for myself to edit. So simple where I can upload it into Final Cut Pro and boom, it's on Buzzsprout, and that takes it to Spotify. It takes it to Apple podcasts. I had to make it easy on myself or I was going to dread this. So if I have 3 cameras and I got to clap and all this stuff so you can line up the audio, I mean, it's a head. I dread it. You're going to dread it. Make it easy for yourself. That's why we're using iPhone.
Okay.
But we're shooting in 4K.
It is.
This is
amazing.
4K.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I've watched all. This is number 15, I think, right? They come out
16.
on Tuesdays.
Oh, 16.
They
come out on Tuesday at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
What is I got one more here circled here. And then we never cover everything. What is your biggest piece of advice? Not for someone necessarily who wants to open their own business. We cover a lot of that. Life advice. Happiness.
Well, I think it starts with family, right? I mean,
What does that mean exactly?
What it means is, I know a lot of people that, are have money and aren't close with their family. Don't spend maybe enough time with their family. I think it starts with family. I really do. For me, again, I've hopefully kind of spent a lot of my energy holding together that's been difficult maybe for her, but not for me, but holding together a 30-year marriage, and my family and we still get together all the time. My brother and sister and our families all get together twice a year. We do a summer Thanksgiving and then an actual Thanksgiving, and
cool.
It's the biggest. It's a 3-day feast. We have some cocktails, and so I really think, as far as success in life, I don't think you can be cranky at your family and be happy.
Okay. Oh, that's huge. What you said there.
I don't think
No
I
grudges.
don't think they go together.
Grudges.
They don't go together. They
No,
don't. You
that
can't.
makes sense.
There's only so many things in life you have control over, and that's obviously your physical and mental well-being, and then family. And I don't know many people that have all 3 dialed right in. So that's it.
Right. Well, guys,
Are you going to say you got to subscribe? And let's not do that this time. They know they have to subscribe
well,
and like
this
and
is
comment.
where you got. Do something. I just say do something with it. Be a participant.
They're going to, though.
People private message me. It's amazing, and
what
I do appreciate it.
I would say don't.
People private message me and say
We have
what?
so many subscribers. Just if so many
Try not
people
to
are
subscribe.
come on.
Well, I want to get the show rated because the more stars you get, that helps.
It's all so high
Spotify.
already. It's so high. And
Well, we do have listeners in Egypt.
don't subscribe. And don't like.
But say something about the podcast. You don't. I like the private messages.
Yeah.
That's nice, but nobody knows. So you could say, "Hey, awesome podcast" publicly, but you know how many people they private message me, "Hey, I love the podcast." So how does that help other people? I mean, I love that though. But you see what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
It's a business. Like if you treated this podcast like a business, we got to grow the business. You have to have a 5-star rating with 1,000 reviews.
Oh, well, see,
Right?
I didn't know that.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's
well,
well,
how many
I'm
do
just
you
saying, like our fitness businesses.
Are you there with this?
I have 6 reviews on Spotify.
And you need how many?
Well, you should have 1,000.
Okay.
I know there's no number. There's no,
All right.
So, all right, guys. This concludes today's episode with Chris Daniels. Can they follow you on Facebook or something? He's
No.
not going to. No, he won't accept it. He won't accept it. But last piece of advice is
Do it with intensity.
Or not at all. Oh. Nice job. Appreciate it. That was fun, right?